Okay, I was gonna make like a script for this video, but I'm not gonna lie, I am super lazy and I just woke up. So we're gonna freestyle this and everything's kind of retained in my memory, kind of fresh, so it won't be too hard. Let's get straight into this. I'm going to be explaining to you guys why I genuinely think Type Souls is the best Bleach game to ever touch Roblox. Now, don't misconstrue my words. I'm saying it's the best Bleach game to ever touch Roblox. I'm not saying it's the best game to ever touch Roblox. In my opinion, Type Soul isn't a bad game, but I wouldn't necessarily call it a good game. It's hard for me to say good. I would call it a decent game. And you know what? It's quite an addictive, decent game. Let's delve into this. Now, from what we all know, there are 3 factions in Type Soul: Soul Reaper, Quincy, and Hollow progression. And in my opinion, Soul Reaper, no, not in my opinion, it is. Soul Reaper is the most interesting progression in the game. Now, I say this game's progression, at least for Soul Reaper, has a mix of a rogue lineage type of progression. Now, I'm saying that really vaguely because it's not really the same as rogue lineage. It's really different, like completely different. But if you've played both games in depth, there are very slight similarities between the two. Now, my biggest flaw in this game's progression system is making people wait hours to do anything. Sometimes you have to wait 1 hour, sometimes you have to wait 2 hours, sometimes you have to wait God knows how many hours. You just have to wait hours. Now, they have nerfed a lot of the hour waiting requirement things, which is good. Thank you for doing that. However, that is a really flawed progression system in my opinion, but I get why they do it, so I'm not gonna knock it too much. Now, with Soul Reaper, usually during the lower things, you just need to farm EXP, and the higher grade you get, you need to farm minutes and EXP, and when you get even higher than that, you need minutes, EXP, and division EXP. I'm not going to get into depth of how to do the division EXP stuff because I don't want to. However, there's 12 divisions in the game, and all of the divisions have different quest lines. All of the division quests have different quest lines, and I think that's really interesting. The first Bleach game that I am aware of to do it like that. Genuinely, all 12 divisions have different division quests. That's genuinely interesting. I find that really cool. Some more interesting than others, some faster than others. Again, really cool concept. I applaud the developers for that. Now, once you get to grade 2, you have to meditate for 20 minutes at a time. When you start meditating, the whispers will start coming, and then that's when your 20 minutes starts. And then when you're done, your character will get up. So it's kind of like a self-notification. All right, when my character's done meditating, I've done the first 20 minutes. It used to be 30 minutes, but they reduced it. I didn't mind it. 20-30 minutes, there's no difference between the two. However, when you have to do it 3 times each, that's an additional 30 minutes on top of the 30 minutes. So I kind of get it. Anyways, fighting your Shikai, genuinely the most interesting part of the game in terms of progression. Well, so far at least. I'm pretty sure Bankai and all the other transformations have interesting components to progression to get those. However, I do find it really interesting regardless. Depending on the Shikai you get, your I'm just gonna call it your Shikai Shadow. Your Shikai Shadow will have a specific sword. I think that's randomized, and then it will have a Shikai, and the list of the Shikais are on the screen. And I think it's really cool. A lot of the Shikais are actually quite hard to fight. I know Lightning's really hard to fight. Confusion was hard to fight for me because of the stupid the Confusion move where it makes your screen go upside down, and mine had a Guts great sword, which I find really cool. I do not want to switch off of it, and it took me 7 tries to get my Shikai. Genuinely hard. Some people have done, I think there's one person that has Lightning Shikai that he said it's taken him 20 times, but he eventually beat it. And there's a YouTuber I know that I'm pretty close to that is struggling and complaining about how hard the Lightning Shikai is, and they're not even legendaries. So I do find it really interesting. I know Ink is a legendary, but I don't think Ink would be too hard, to be honest, because it disables you being able to use skills and stuff. But if you're smart, you actually, as a Soul Reaper, don't use any of your skill points to put into skills, because your Shikais are going to be able to use the skills you have. And I know there are some stupid people that used all their skill points even though they're advised not to, and now they actually can't beat their Shikai because it has the Shikai moveset and it has and it has the skill set that they have. Honestly, so silly. You should have listened. But that's as far as I've gone. I've beat my Shikai and I'm grade 2. Literally, progression wise, I've had fun, mainly probably because I've done it on stream. So, you know, AGZ gang, fellow supporters have been, you know, playing with me, grinding with me. I think the most fun part about it is not like, oh, I've been boosted. It's that we've been playing the game together. We've grinded together, and it has a sense of fun and satisfaction in playing with friends. So I've definitely enjoyed my time. I've been playing a lot off stream by myself. I participated in a bunch of raids by myself. I just went to the holo place because if you kill holos, you gain health. So I've just been killing holos and Arancars and inside the Heiko Mundo, and I've been enjoying doing that. And when people see Soul Reapers in Heiko Mundo, they just kill them regardless of who you are. They just want to kill you, you know? And it's really interesting. Being in Heiko Mundo as a Soul Reaper, genuinely kind of fun. Not the Quincy place, I'm talking about Heiko Mundo. The Quincy place, I hate Quincy's. Quincy's is brain dead, broken, garbage. Everyone that decides to go Quincy, you wanted the easy route, you're a scumbag. No offense. But yes, that's another point. Raids. Raids are genuinely fun, especially when you have an equal amount of each faction in the server. The best raid I participated in, I was by myself yesterday. There was like, usually when Quincy's outnumber the rest of the people, or even when there's a decent amount of Quincy's, they win because they can spam ranged moves. So I hate fighting against Quincy's in general. Honestly, so broken. I'm not even going to talk about Quincy's in this video because they're so broken and brain dead, and all they have to do for progression is spam the same quest a million times. I know holo progression is pretty tedious. I've heard of how annoying it is. Again, if you become a holo, good luck. I heard Voz del Lorde isn't even, now that they finally added it, isn't even that worth it. So I mean, hey, I don't know, man. But again, I've seen some really broken people. I've seen some strong Quincy, I've seen some strong holos, I've seen some strong Soul Reapers. I'll insert clips and pictures of things I've seen just over the past couple of days, and it's just like, damn. This game's PvP, OMG. This game's PvP is so fun. I do think the parry time window is so trash. I don't know how they made it so bad. It's genuinely terrible. But other than that, the game's PvP is actually entertaining. Like, genuinely, it has a really good, well-made base combat system. Obviously, since parrying is kind of mid in this game, obviously you get parries off, but most of the time I think people are parrying on accident, to be honest. But yeah, since parrying is kind of mid, people just dodge. Again, I just kind of, when you're used to parrying, it's kind of instinctive to do it. But again, it is what it is. But the base combat and even the skill sets in the game make for the game's combat to be interesting, and everybody being diverse. You never really fight someone or run into someone, especially as a Soul Reaper, that has the same item and moveset as you. Damn near every Soul Reaper you run into is different, and I love that about this game. It's so diverse. Now obviously Quincy's and holo progression, people are going to be very similar because it's very limited to how diverse it could be. But Soul Reapers, I love the fact that there's so many different things for the Soul Reapers, different weapon combos of the Shikai combos, and even with, if someone has the same weapon in Shikai, sometimes they'll have like different movesets. You never really run into two people the same. Literally, I had a server full of Soul Reapers and no one had the same weapon and Shikai with the same moveset. Everybody's different in some way, shape or form, and I love games that have player diversity. It's not just clones of the same people running around like every other game on Roblox right now. People are different. People have different builds. People have different skill sets. It's so refreshing to see a game like that, especially when it's like that and the game has a good combat. I love it. Again, The game is super flawed in its progression, and there are some flaws within the combat system itself. However, it's still fun. The game modes make it fun. The game itself is actually fun, and I love that about it. But with all the praise, there are a lot of negative things about the game, and I feel like if I just list negative things, it'll be me nitpicking. I have already mentioned the parrying is completely terrible. Quincy's are completely broken in my opinion. The game is genuinely hard in some aspects, and I like the fact that it is. Like, some NPCs are actually kind of hard to fight, and a game not being brain dead easy is cool. I love the fact that people are complaining about how hard it is, literally, because it makes the people who have what they have deserve what they have. The people that are complaining, oh my gosh, I'm fighting my Shikai for the 100th time, I can't get it, just don't deserve it. You're just not good enough at the game to get it, and it's as simple as that. The devs don't need to nerf NPCs. You're struggling to beat Roblox NPCs. You should be ashamed of yourself. But yeah, that's honestly about it. I just wanted to rant. This is more of a rant video. It wasn't really structured. The game does have a lot of bad sides. It's flawed. Progression is tedious. It takes hours for you to progress. There's a lot of downsides to the progression system. However, I feel like the game's funness with the combat kind of makes up for it. If you do manage to get your Shikai, you do manage to get towards that mid-end game stage, the game is interesting. So Type Soul, generally the most fun I've had on a Bleach game, and I don't even like Roblox Bleach games. I genuinely hate all of them. I've hated all of them. I don't even like Bleach that much as an anime. I don't care if you dislike my thoughts on me not liking Bleach that much. So congratulations to the developers, honestly. Keep adding content. I feel like developers, when they make a good game, just don't end up not updating it frequently enough and just allow the game to die, and it's kind of annoying to see. So I'm expecting this game to last a couple more weeks before it dies, because the devs just completely forgot to update it. So enjoy the game whilst you guys can. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace.